Hey everybody, Kenny here. Last time we finished up Act 4. Then it's going to be not the end of my League coverage by completing Act 5, but this will be the end of my regular Path of Exile updates for the League. I'm still going to be, even though I usually only go up to Act 5 when I'm covering a League, this time I am actually going to go all the way because of the fact that I'm doing the lore archive for each act. So this is going to be a full playthrough all the way to the end. I'm not going to do all of the pinnacle bosses, but I am going to finish the campaign, and in order to get all of the lore for the different side quest NPCs like Nico, Einhar, the expedition folks, June, all that stuff. But I mean, I'll probably have to do like a full little mini series just for heist, because there's so many little things. Although you need to find all the little contracts when you're not doing a heist in order to do those. So I don't know. If I luck out and happen to get all of the little contracts out in the field, I'll do heist for the lore. Otherwise, I'll skip heist entirely. On to the RP portion. After delving into the nightmare and encountering a being of immeasurable scope, our Wraith discovered a new vestige of their being. So we now have our wings. Okay, into Act 5. Yeah. Another reason why all of my coverage past this point is going to be intermittent, I suppose, is that I still need to finish up my Octopath 2 playthrough, and also I need to start putting together my Last Epoch coverage for the League. Not the League. I need to put together my Last Epoch coverage before the launch of the game next month. Because all of my build characters for Last Epoch are ready. I only leveled them up to level 50 because, I'm fairly certain that the campaign is going to change drastically when the game goes live. So I intentionally only leveled up all of my characters in Last Epoch to level 50 just to unlock the final specialization slot with all of them, so that I could show off interesting builds with each of the classes, for the 5 classes. But when the game goes live, I do intend to try out one of the class specializations that aren't currently in the game. So either the Falconer or the Warlock. They're the only ones still that haven't been introduced to the game yet. Yeah, but coverage-wise, I'm going to be... Yep, this guy. I mean, I think I should start his quest. Like, if I don't start his quest, then I'll never be able to get that... Oh, look at that. Deafened etching. What's that about? Just a lore thing? Yeah, I've decided that when I get to my 5, this time I'm going to switch over to I'm going to switch over to Claws just to, you know, just to fix our mana issues. I mean, like, we're going to be losing a lot of damage, like a tremendous amount of damage, but it needs to be done. Seem like anything's popping out.
I will never sleep again. My fellow journeymen lie twisted on the path, their faces forever locked in pale, silent screams. She screamed. She screamed! I felt it in my soul. My fellows, they died in agony. But I had a small dagger and I did the only thing I could to stop myself from hearing that death knell. I left them there. I cannot go back. Forgive me, my brothers. Forgive me.
I mean, hopefully I haven't missed out on a bunch of these. It kind of feels like that this is like 3 or 4 like pieces into a story that we've been missing out on. Hopefully that's not the case.
Yes. There is no room for bystanders in my philosophy. A pox on those who sit idly by and do nothing. Ha!
I mean, we're gonna lose our ignite chance and stuff, but like we need to start up the other quests. And I'm pretty sure that when we do this, again, like I'll still have all of my points to go back to the warden. But, you know, like my tree should stay the same. So I can go back to this whenever, as long as I find her. But I need to do the other quests.
The Magi are fools. You've made a wise choice.
I will do what is necessary to protect the Wildwood.
I think Blood Hunt is like the only one that's be kind of useful for our build. Because like Pacify, Penance Mark, and Affliction, I don't see those really. I mean, we have our like minions, but like this is just like kind of, I forget the name, Infernal Legion, I think it's called. It's like kind of like putting the Infernal Legion and getting the unstable minions, Keystone. Just kind of like combining those two ideas together, but in order to regenerate our life. But I don't know. Like this is the one that I like the most. But the thing is that if I was to use this, then I wouldn't be able to use my poacher's mark. So it's worthless to us. Like, and we don't have like a lot of like on-kill effect stuff that would make this useful. So Blood Hunt is really the only thing worth doing here.
Your first task shall be a simple culling. The King in the Mists has created a religion to ensnare travelers through the wildwood. These unwitting travelers have become his fanatical followers, and their faith fuels his plans. Diminish that fuel by eliminating his cultists. Return to me when the bloody work is done, and we shall see about your schooling.
And that'll probably be faster to do than the Warden side quest. Now, humanoid is like the main thing for Act 5.
Bid the darkness.
Although, is that just for area you're currently in? Oh, that's funny. This this isn't just a humanoid corpse. This is was it Fire Fury, Flame Fury, whatever? Like the unique enemy on the beach. Funny. Yeah, but I would have to raise it as a Spectre for that. That's not what I'm doing. Corpses around here. Since I have this thing, I should be able... I'm supposed to be able to see, like, what a corpse counts as. Are none of these actually corpses, or are these just set dressing? All the corpses here disappeared? Guess so. Alright. Head back to Act 5. And that leveled up. I thought we were supposed to be able to target... Oh, maybe I need to... Oh. Okay, I see. Yeah, A is corpse targeting. So was this a corpse? It was. Right now, I have the Ravenous buff for Beast. Now I eat this guy. I eat this guy. I have the Ravenous buff for humanoids. Go back here. Still have the humanoid one. Yep, the real test is going to be whether we get to keep it when we go out into the square. I'm sorry, not the square. Oh, yeah, in the square. No, not the square. Yeah, we have to go through the hub area into... what's it called? Like the other part of this area. I don't remember the name. I forgot to remove that from my... I need to remove the superior stuff from my loot filter. Like we found out last time that you can no longer like get a free... well, not a free, but, you know, get a... like trade in an item that drops with max quality. You no longer trade it for a currency of that type. For some reason they got rid of that recipe.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I'm curious what Innocence is going to count as. I know there's like an Eldritch category, but do the gods count as Eldritch? Not sure. Alright. No lightning yet. There it is.
was always a rebel. Glad others are finally seeing things my way.
Alright.
Unlike these assorted ignorami, I'm not surprised to see you here. The beast is dead, all thanks to you, I suppose. I was listening to the beast's death rattles when these lunatics broke in, wrecked the place, and dragged me here to tend to their cuts and bruises. Thankfully, I was able to bring some of my paraphernalia with me. The balance of power is shifting in your favor, O murderer of nightmares. If I am in possession of anything that might smooth the transition of governance, don't hesitate to ask. You'll find my terms quite reasonable. Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Wraith, a miasmeter. I listened to those whispers for years, lingering beyond sane comprehension. And then the scream. Such profound agony that my mind was nearly sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you, slaying the beast. I was witness to a singularly potent cadence. This corruption, I am convinced that it holds the very key to our human history, and with it, our very existence. Yet without the miasmeter, I'm condemned to deafened ignorance. It remains in Piety's laboratory, as long as Utula's miscreants haven't vandalized the poor thing. Find it. I gave Piety everything, devoted my life to her work. What did that thankless bitch do for me in return? Left me here to polish her beakers while she pursued glory in Wraith. Oh. You killed her, did you? Likely as not, you'd have killed me too had I been there. In that case, perhaps we both got exactly what we deserved. Piety and I have devoted ourselves to the betterment of the human condition. As for our methods, Piety had a saying that summed it up nicely. Would you consider the feelings of the stones when constructing a glorious cathedral in the name of God? Casticus supplied us with slaves, mostly Kardui, and I put them to good use. In fact, I believe their participation in my experiments elevated them from squalor to splendor. Our subjects were able to give their otherwise meaningless lives to something greater than themselves. Isn't that what we all want in the end? Now, where was I?
An exile returned. How was that even possible? Rising out of the darkness to claim the souls of our enemies like Hinekora in the stories my mother used to tell me. Well, your divine intervention gave us just the diversion we needed to take this tower. So if you keep doing things like that, then I might have to start believing in the gods again. And thank you for finishing off that last overseer for us. I don't know what sort of mother could have birthed that land-loving whale, but we were lucky he wasn't here when we took this tower. He'd have spread us across the floor like butter on a piece of bread. Here, take something for helping us in this hopeless fight of ours.
What are we lacking right now? And so cold is our worst. Pretty much equal overcapped on fire and lightning. Currently wearing a sapphire ring.
Freedom comes to those who fight.
Try for another. Try for another sapphire.
We'd been planning it for months, spreading the word, stealing weapons, gathering support. Utula and his followers did most of the dirty work. I just carried a few messages here and there. Should have known I'd end up like this when the real fighting started. In the darkest hour before dawn, that's when we broke our chains. And as many overseer necks as we could wrap our hands around. We took the Panopticon as the sun rose over Theopolis, and that's as far as we got. When you're up against cold steel and colder hearts, there's only so far that anger will take you. I'd be dead right now if not for Violenta. I just hope I live long enough to repay her. And how will I do that? By talking Utula out of his inclination to slice Violenta's throat open. As far as I'm concerned, our pasts are as broken as our chains.
I misread those links. Lose fire resistance. And some flat physical damage. And we'd lose a lot of damage if about that rate. May get us capped on all of our resistances. I mean, it's not a huge drop in damage. Now, so nice and rounded out now. And by the way, I am so mad at myself. There are so many flasks that I've tossed that I know when I quality check my videos, I always spot that like there are so many flasks that I've thrown away because I wasn't sure why I was hanging on to them. And then I watched the playback and I realized, oh, I picked that up because it had quality on it. Because there's a there's a challenge to, where is it? This one here? I think this is quests. That's just quests. There's Glassblower's Bauble. There's a quest for the Glassblower's Bauble. So I've been hanging on to those so that I can sell them for recipe. Actually, let's see. 735. 5 away. Yeah, so I would have been able to do it if I hadn't tossed some of my quality flasks. Very mad at myself. Although this does have quality on it. I could do it now. $1,500. I don't really have a good life flask to replace that.
Greetings.
Okay. Finish that quest.
Remember,
Not quest,
we
but
do this for freedom.
finish that part of the challenge. Yeah, I decided that like these are the claws that I'm gonna hang on to, so
Hello. For freedom.
you have this. Just a red gem, right? Red gem.
Yes?
Okay, just one red gem. That one. The move speed, I think that's a Quicksilver flask with boots. Quicksilver flask with like a fusing and boots. I have an extra Quicksilver?
We do this for freedom.
I do. Sure. Both. magic. That's better. Right. Have to stop putting off the Utula lore.
Ha! After everything I've done, it took an Oriathan to get these slaves up off their shackled asses and fighting. I guess the Templar should have treated their lessers better than their slaves, eh? Well, I'm not about to turn down a gift from Kitava. If he wants slave and outcast to join hands, then let's remind these Templar that they're flesh and blood, just like us. Utsula Makora is what they call me. I'm what passes for a chief around here. Well, I put the steel in their hands. I tell them where to stab, where to run, where to die. If that doesn't make me a chief, what does? Eh? Blood isn't the only currency we need to earn to buy our freedom. We can kill all the Templar mongrels we like out there. It won't matter a damn if we don't get inside their stronghold, the Templar courts. Might as well put my bloody chains back on right now. Problem is, there's some sort of witchery surrounding the place. Only those who see the truth with faithful eyes are getting in there. The power of innocence. It's all in the eyes, you see. Yet blessed Kitava has answered my prayers and sent us just the pair of eyes we need. The ever-faithful Justicar Casticus. He's there in the control blocks right now, smiting my people with self-righteous fury. Find him and rip his faithful eyes out. Then I'm sure the good Justicar will be kind enough to see you into the Templar courts. Take a deep breath. Inhale the twin stink of exploitation and oppression. Yes, these pens and cells have been our home away from home since the first Kardui were brought here by Marseus Lionai, their great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had. Not that he was the only one. Captain Sigmund Fairgraves funded many an expedition off the whipped backs of Kardui children. High Templar Dominus was only the latest in a long line of men to grow rich by trading in misery. Oriathan wealth was built on Kardui poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Kardui blood. Lani's a pretty tough girl for a half-blood. Her mother was Kardui, but her father, a lord with a nose for island flowers. Despite that Oriathan stain in her blood, Lani risked her life time and time again, slipping us the information that she bore between the lords and ladies of Theopolis. Honestly, couldn't have put the pieces of this uprising together without her. And she's a fighter. Struck down 2 overseers before a third managed to put that scratch on her. Don't worry, it won't slow her down for long. Not Lani. If it weren't for Lani, I'd have cut that bitch's throat the moment I met her. But Violenta seems to know her medicine, so she gets to live. Until Lani is better. Then Violenta will answer for her crimes against us. Overseer's Tower, this place is called. And you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs? They were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations. I can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower, to rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so. Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit, the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tsukuhama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness. Kitava has learned from the suffering inflicted upon him, learned what cruelty is from his own flesh and blood, learned what it means to be a slave. Now he hungers for freedom, not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness and banish cruelty from this world, and we, his children, rise with him. Old Red Eyes. He's been quiet for a long time, just like Kitava and Tsukuhama, all of the old gods. Now Innocence has woken up, and with him, power like I've never seen the Templar wield before. It's all right though. We slaves, we've got our own god looking out for us now. I can see him in the eyes of my brothers and sisters, smell him in the blood we've spilled, hear his call in the screams of the fallen. I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor do I really care. All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore. There's two parts to the Templar, the grim face and the spotty ass. Out front you've got the Templar courts, usually the last place our Hatungos see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecue blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done, where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sense baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, sane people go in one end of that place, ash and apostles come out the other. Watch yourself in there. With Dominus away in Rayclast, someone had to keep the wheels of oppression turning. Avarius was only too happy to take the job. He'd had plenty of practice already, of course. It was Avarius who led some of the largest and most crippling raids upon the Ngāmakanui and the Ngākura Makoi. It was on his orders that men, women and children were shackled and shipped like cattle to Theopolis. And it was Avarius who spent 5,000 Karui lives building his Templar courts and his Chamber of Innocence, who had wives and daughters scrub their husbands' and fathers' blood from the stones so as to preserve their purity. When you meet Avarius, feel free to exact a little extra vengeance in the name of Karui's suffering. Vengeance. Talamoana, Savior.
Not that.
us down forever. Talamoana, say.
No, it's not that either. That recipe in the... Oh, I see. Augment. For augmentation, not for refusing.
You need something?
Cool. Got the Night Lotus boot. Nice. That. That.
Kura.
It's occurring to me now that this was a mistake. I mean, again, the majority of the enemies are humanoid, but majority of the enemies are humanoid. So why would I need a humanoid corpse? Point of getting a corpse is to grab one that doesn't match with the primary enemy type of an area, because you know that there is going to be something you're going to face that's a different monster category. That was dumb of me. Maybe I should get a Summon Spectre gem just to use this. Was that Act 2? Although I don't know if... I don't know if the Ranger can get access to that gem. Well, I mean, Act 3 you can.
Yes. Goodbye.
May reason...
Very Spectre. Or with chance.
Remember, life is precious.
Okay, just making sure.
It's so. Remember, life is precious.
You looking sharp?
Good luck to you.
What do you want? I'm watching you.
Tala.
Hmm.
For vengeance.
Use my fire resistance. I'm an idiot. The whole point of what I'm doing is to stop using swords. Oh no, I'm sorry. They'll need to level up one more time before I can stop. This is for later. Yeah, so we'll keep this on for now. And we'll use these once We're able to swap the gloves out.
Hello. Few of us can say that we've devoted our lives to anything greater than ourselves. Can you? I think Utula can. Since the day I met him, I've seen Utula do nothing that wasn't in the service of his people. He's a smart one. He could have escaped. He could have sailed off to Namakanui and never looked back. Yet there he stands, our herald of freedom. I might die of this wound, yet I'd be giving but a fraction of what Utula has to honor the Karui way. For freedom.
You can ask, but you might not like the answer. In contrast to the company she keeps, Lani has quite an astute mind. I put it down to that Oriathan education she's managed somehow to procure. Whilst quelling whatever resistance you might meet in this noble coup of yours, you'd be well advised to look to Lani for counsel. She'd make the finest of advisors, second only to myself, of course. Utula might appear to conduct himself with honesty and honor, yet has all the telltale signs of a desperate man born of desperate times. As the cornered animal will bite and claw, the cornered man will lie, steal, and murder in the name of survival. It's understandable, and deadly if underestimated. I can't really fault Justica Casticus, a man committed heart and soul to upholding the law. Of course, law isn't the same thing as justice, and men like Casticus lack the imagination necessary to make that distinction. Avarice, innocence. I'm not sure there's a great deal of difference. Around the time I heard the beast's mortal scream, the newly appointed High Templar Avarius went through something of a revelation. The manner in which he speaks and acts now would indicate that he believes without doubt that he is some earthly embodiment of God. That's faith for you. It'll reduce grown men to the madness of infancy. Tootles?
Yes?
You need something?
Alright. All of our lore is out of the way. Okay. For a second there, I thought that maybe there was a thing like the Letters of Exile in Act 1. It was just the event notice board and the regular notice board.
Poor corrupted creature.
Okay, so the thing did go away.
I'm not up to that just yet.
You do have to do a new one each area. I need cultists. Okay, so friends count as demons. Just you again. Yeah, so this may take longer than I thought. Cultists are not as common as I thought they were. No wild that way. Yeah, this is troubling.
Once more.
Oh, nice. It's what's his name? When you fight in, yeah, the one where you fight for the medicine cabinet. I forgot his name. Maximum 1. We have the fire and the ice, 1 uniques. Grab this sword also.
Enjoy that one.
doubt piety's science is going to solve our problems. I'm not up to that just yet. He should have kept a better eye out.
Okay.
That would only slow me down.
To the streets we go.
One way or another, this city is doomed.
That is true.
Yes? So you made just a Carcastica see the light, did you? Couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. Yet now I've an even more charming chap for you to make the acquaintance of. He's over at the Chamber of Innocence, beyond the Templar Court, and I bet he's just dying to meet you. It's High Templar Avarius I'm talking about. Although he's so filled to the eyeballs with innocence that it's hard to tell where the man ends and the god begins these days. Well, that's good news for us. Kill the man, and you kill the god. And what are the Templar without their god? lambs in a slaughterhouse. Talakura.
Thank you. By killing Casticus, you've given us a fighting chance. And about his eyes, I'm sorry you had to do that. Yet although Utula's solution might seem brutal, I've seen Karui men blinded with a hot poker, simply for looking a fraction too long at an Oriathan lady. Yes, this is war. And just a little revenge, too. Take something. A token of our thanks. Remember, we do this for freedom.
I simply can't express how wondrous it is to see you. What? No, not you, Exile. The miasmeter. The hope of humanity lies in this beautiful device and the precious knowledge it shall divulge. Far more useful than an accidental hulk of meat and instinct like yourself. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to discover that your slaying of the beast correlates directly to the strife we must currently suffer. At least you've proved useful enough to return the miasmeter to me. That deserves some small reward, I suppose.
Okay, we're at 5. Okay. Now we're going to see a severe plummet in our damage. 283, 1859. $60, $90. Ton of damage by taking these off. $153, $986. Good lord. Lost such a massive amount of damage by doing that. A hugely massive amount. Let's go and try this out. Have my vector buddy. How useful are they? I mean, it's neat. I don't know how useful it is, but it's neat. Oh, my Spectre's dead already. Or maybe it stuck to the instance. Whoa. I mean, this definitely fixed our mana issue. There's the warden.
Welcome.
I'm curious if it's even possible for these things to have like good modifiers with themselves. You know? Like, is it possible for the top one to actually like? It's just that, like, you're like, my RNG is so bad. I just haven't happened to see one where the top stanza and the middle stanza that combo in any way. You know, or is it that, like, they're actually designed so that they won't combo? But there's definitely an upgrade to this one. But it's the same thing, except that it also has the mana regen thing. Although mine has higher damage against enemies on low life. And the mana regen thing doesn't really matter for us anymore. The mana regen just isn't useful for us. No wild here at all, huh? Really need cultists. Yeah, so it did die. Where'd he go? Oh, that counts as me throwing it away. Oh. I threw it away. I'm an asshole. Okay. Never pick it up and put it down. You have to right-click it. I mean, like, you know, that's incredibly bad design, but whatever.
I'm not up to that just yet.
definitely don't need those. To the quartz we go.
The height of civilization, used only to oppress free will.
Ah. That was dumb of me. Forgot that the vector level is linked to the gem level. Can't level up our intelligence gems because our intelligence is garbage right now. On wild. Oh, thank you. I don't need the actual wild wisps. I need cultists. Give me cultists. Thank you. Need a lot of cultists. I need so many cultists. I only got 4 cultists out of that. More cultists. Maybe we should add Herald of Agony. Because of like the big hit, the massive hit we took to our damage. Herald of Agony might at least bring us a little closer to her. And since we don't have our mana issues anymore, the drain wouldn't really hurt us any. 26. Yeah, I might grind the cultists off, like not record myself grinding out the cultists. Because I need so many. Need so many cultists. And between this session and this next session, I'll probably just like like rerun areas just for the wildwood spawn, so I can try to knock out all those cultists.
For freedom.
I definitely don't need these.
Uh-huh.
Never did check what this is. Charge when hit.
Kura.
Lost my chaos resist. Been on one of those swords. Yep. Just to check, test something. Oh. Not at 100%. Load it up. Oh. They're not at 100%. $7.56. 1.5. $1.56. Yeah, so only 1% up. But it gets us back to 100% cross. I have an open green. Faster attack doesn't actually do anything. Go grab Herald of Agony. We need the damage.
Hello. I greet you.
Remember to live.
Eight, 3, 4. No notable change, but having this on a slightly higher chance to poison on hit, and we deal more damage with poison. The highest and the higher our virulence gets, more damage we'll be doing overall. Check on that after. Okay. Not notable. Definitely not notable.
From your remains.
Yeah, the fall off on this is huge. Burns out so fast.
not up to that just yet.
I mean, our Herald minion is definitely making a difference. Like I'd say we're killing things at least as fast as we were before now. I gotta check those chests. Alright. Go grab whatever door pops up from making it this far. Then go after Innocent. Okay, so nothing.
Freedom comes to those who fight. When I was a courier for my father's house, I'd cross Cathedral Square 100 times in a day. On the fairest days, that square would be filled to bursting with Oriath's highborn, come to bask in the sun and each other's glowing nobility. It was a pretty sight, depending on where you stood. For freedom.
You can ask, but you...
Greetings. Remember, we do this for freedom.
Alright. See what cultist we can get. Cultist me, Daddy-O. Like just Vivid and Primal here. Waste of time.
Yes?
That's a neat one. Doesn't matter for us because we already have Quelling Strike when we mark an enemy.
with Maka's guidance.
Really, no cultists out here? Oh. Nice. Pressing the wrong one? Right one. Why not? Do I actually have to do that? Can I... my thing. Can you not do it here? I'm trying to consume the corpse, but nothing's happening.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Cool. Worthwhile. Precision again. Just below. 0.68. .06. Why can't we eat corpses? Now we can eat a corpse. Huh. So can you not do that in combat? Is that what it is? It doesn't say anything about it not working if there's an enemy nearby. Oh. I could have swore those were voice acted. Maybe it's just a statue that's voice acted? The stained glass are all just written, and then like the statue of Hidden Innocence is voice acted. Hmm. %34% spell block. Yeah, so none of the stained glass are
I'm not up to that just
voice
yet.
acted. This one, I'm pretty sure this one is voice acted. Oh. I could have swore that there was voice acting for the lore in this area. It's so weird. Like, that is such a waste. Back to 100. I think I'm gonna have to get it all the way to 10. Expensive. I think it's time to just drop the summon carrion golem. It's always dead, and I can't level it up because of the intelligence requirement. And same with the Wraith Spectre. With my next set of points, I'm probably going to go for the little bit more block chance. And some life. Definitely going to need that moving forward.
The world must be cleansed of impurity.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Kneel! Burn! Rise! I am
And the last thing that I plan on going for with this build is going to be Spell Suppress. Finish off my block chance, get my life up, work on my defenses a little bit.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Oh, I forgot to look at what it counts as. Humanoid. Oh, convenient. Convenient for us. Yeah, but I want to work on my, finish off my block chance, get my health, work on my defenses, and then before working on Spell Suppress, I want to go into before going into Spell Suppress, I want to work on the flask stuff. Because my goal is that once I have access to
Innocence. You and only you, I shall save.
once I have access to the Warden. There we go. So I have access to the Warden specialization that lets me get the extra flask charges, like to my adjacent flasks. Then like I want to have invested in these here for the increased flask charges gained from there and the increased flask duration from here. Yeah, so increased flask duration here and here, as well as the increased flask charges gained from there. There's no more around there. There's only these up here, but I'm not going to go up that way. Up here as well, but not going to go up this way. Actually, there was something down here. Was it? Here? Oh yeah, the duration. So I might go for this also. These here and those there. but only after I get my my extra block chance from there, my extra life from here, and my defenses from here. Once I've done all of those, then I'm going to go for my flask stuff. Then after those, then I go after... So this here gets me some spell suppress. Then going through here gets us the bulk of it. As well as getting the suppression mastery. And I still, like, I'm still not sure which I want to do. Either going to do that suppress spell damage can't inflict elemental ailments, or you prevent 3% of suppressed spell damage. Either or, and then these and 2 of these, and then we'll be at over 100%. That so. Spell suppress will be the final thing for the build.
I am Sin, the Forgotten One. Would that humanity could forget all of my kind. Perhaps with your help, that might still come to pass. For now, the blinding light has been dimmed, and darkness floods in to fill the void. The desperate and depraved set a feast for their lord incumbent, Kitava, the Ravenous One. Deep in the Templar's ossuary, in the company of the dead, there lies the sign of purity. Innocence bled himself for the creation of that cruel and desperate weapon. Tempered in his own ruby ichor, it was forged to be a transcendent tool of punishment and purification. The sign is a living agent of righteousness, or at least the dubious kind of righteousness that my brother subscribes to. Innocence found in the first High Templar a most faithful servant, and gifted the sign to him so that it might be used in times of great need. The great need of Innocence believers, that is. Humanity's general well-being has never been of particular concern to my brother. Though I am a god, I have not forgotten my humanity. I care for that which I once was. Kitava remembers nothing and cares for nothing but his own hunger and greed. He is an endless pit of gnashing teeth and churning guts. While other gods rise on the mainland and fight for the meager scraps of what was, Kitava has the most fecund and formidable civilization of his age at his disposal. He can feed when he likes, and he grows ever stronger with each morsel. All of Oriath shall soon belong to Kitava, and if that happens, he will rise beyond even our reach. He lives, after a fashion. That pretentious little vessel of his served only to encourage his divine follies. I have procured him a more sensible host, one that should contain his excesses and temper that fragile ego of his. Hear this, brother. From mind of lead to heart of gold, your soul shall be bound, your wrath shall grow cold.
Let the hunt begin.